Welcome, beloved friends, to Day 7 of our enriching daily Bible study. Today, we stand at the precipice of a powerful and eternal truth, one that shapes our very existence and destiny. We turn our hearts and minds to the Apostle Paul's profound words in Galatians chapter 6, verses 7 through 9, as we uncover the unshakable law of sowing and reaping. This isn't merely a philosophical concept, but a divine principle, deeply woven into the fabric of creation, revealing that our lives are a direct reflection of what we choose to cultivate. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. My dear friends, these verses lay bare a universal, unalterable law. Paul begins with a stern warning. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. This tells us that there's no escaping the consequences of our actions, and we cannot fool God. Just as a farmer sows wheat and expects wheat, not thorns, we too will harvest exactly what we plant in the field of our lives. Verse 8 then presents us with two distinct paths and their inevitable outcomes. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. To sow to the flesh means to live by our base desires, our sinful inclinations, pursuing worldly pleasures, selfishness, and temporal gratification. The harvest of such a life, Paul warns, is corruption, a spiritual decay, emptiness, and ultimately eternal separation from God. Think of a seed planted in poor soil, yielding a sickly, decaying plant. But then, the glorious contrast, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. To sow to the Spirit is to actively cultivate a relationship with God. It means choosing prayer over worry, service over self-interest, studying His Word over worldly distractions. It's about nurturing the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance in our daily walk. When we invest in these spiritual disciplines, the promise is clear: we shall reap life everlasting. This is not just life after death, but a vibrant, abundant, meaningful life here and now, leading to eternal glory. It's like planting a good seed in fertile ground, yielding a rich and bountiful harvest. Finally, in verse 9, Paul encourages us, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. Sowing to the Spirit requires consistent effort and patience. There will be times of discouragement when the harvest seems far off, or when the ground feels barren. But Paul urges us not to grow weary. The spiritual harvest doesn't always appear instantly, but it is guaranteed. Just as a farmer waits patiently for the crops to mature, we too must persevere in our spiritual disciplines. Our due season will come, and we shall reap a bountiful harvest of everlasting life, provided we do not give up, if we faint not. Let us commit to daily sowing to the Spirit, knowing that God's law of sowing and reaping is unshakable, and His promises are true. My friends, the choice is ours each day. Will we sow to the flesh, or will we sow to the Spirit? Let us choose wisely, consistently, and patiently. Embrace the daily discipline of prayer, service, and studying God's Word, knowing that your efforts are not in vain. The harvest of everlasting life awaits those who persevere. If this episode moved you, please like, follow, or subscribe, and share this video to anyone you feel may need to hear this message today. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you feel that needs to hear the word today. Until next time, may God bless you as you continue to sow faithfully.